Hello everybody, my name is Tucker, and welcome back to our Russian Fishing for Spin Fishing journey. Today, we're still over here at Quarry. It is Christmas night for me. It's about 6:30 my time, so Merry Christmas to everyone, bah humbugs, all of that. I went down and saw my mom, got home just in time as it started to rain and snow about a couple miles from my house. So, today, figured we'd do another day here at Quarry, and then probably tomorrow we'll go over to Mosquito and do the Christmas fair there. There's a set of presents that you can fish up, so probably we'll do that on this account. It is float fishing over there, but kind of stupid not to do it, so want to show that off. I'll do it on both accounts, so probably will do that on my float account today. This might be a good perch. 1.32. Nice perch. So I am using the Satori 22G006 right now. The red one on rod 1. Just seeing what I can get. I did look at the cafe before I got started. Only order that we might hit is a grayling order today. But decent perch to start out the day. Only needed 28 or 280 grams to be a trophy. Curious, how much tea do I have? I got plenty. 444 thermoses. Went down to my mom's, had our traditional Christmas lasagna. She knitted me a winter hat for walking the dog, which was cool. I'd already given her her Christmas present a little bit early because she needed a new cell phone, and I bought her a case for it to save her $50 from buying it at the place we got our cell phone. So made sense to go ahead and have her have that a little bit early rather than risk 2-3 weeks without it. And she got the Barky dog a special dog cookie. I drive a red pickup truck, and she found a iced cookie of a red pickup truck that was made for dogs, so he was happy about that. His Christmas present has been consumed. And right now he's sitting next to me on the couch with one paw on my arm. After going over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house earlier, which actually kind of makes sense for going from my house to my mom's house. I have to cross the big river in town and then through kind of a couple wooded areas. Really crossing the river and going through the woods is about the same spot. We'll see what the Satori does. If I don't see a lot of luck with it, I may switch over to the Vico or something like that. I have not looked at what the weekly records have been this week. Arctic char has been kind of a mix. Normal char have all been over at Ladoga, which doesn't surprise me. Quarry char. No one's caught a quarry char in the US yet. Again, it's Sunday afternoon, so that's not super surprising. Perch have been all over the place. And what am I forgetting? Lakers. Lakers have been pretty random as well. Honestly, nothing too surprising. Forgot I turned down the sounds on my headphones. The volume on my headphones. I was wondering why I wasn't hearing the boat. Good, it doesn't look like that adjusts the volume for you all. Might have a little bit, but not significantly. Had some music playing earlier and it was too loud on 100% volume. Alright, Satori's not doing it for me. I'm gonna switch. I don't know what I'm gonna switch to, but I'm gonna switch. Let's go with the Vico for a little bit. Immediately got a bite. That's a good sign. I don't think it's an amazing fish, but it's a fish. Yeah, small Arctic. Big old Lindy here. Not quite as big as I thought it was. That looked a lot bigger than that. I know the servers have had some problems. They did a restart earlier this morning. Said they may have disabled chat. I'm seeing fish being caught in chat, so not sure. Was looking at the Russian Fishing for English Discord earlier today, and people are saying they didn't notice that chat was disabled, so I've not logged into my Steam account today, so I don't know for sure. Honestly, slept in a little bit late today and then ran down to see my mom before things got too messy. And got a half-mile dog walk in too, since we were in the mid-20s Fahrenheit today. And there was supposed to be ice and snow, which is starting to happen outside, it looks like, from what I can tell. Luckily not a too bad amount, and then next week it's supposed to actually get into the 50s. Hardest part of the dog walk was where the storm drains are, where it had gone down the hill towards the storm drain, and the storm drain was blocked by leaves, and so it refroze, and it's going uphill there, so it was a little bit slick. But driving, I'm kind of on the north side of town, my mom's on the south side of town here, So about a half an hour away, all highways, and getting over to her house was not a problem. Getting home wasn't too bad. It started raining, sleeting. I think grappling is what they call it. About 5 miles from home. But the streets were plenty warm, so none of it froze. At least before I got home. So far, decent quantity, not good quality of fish. Not gonna lie, I've thought about going dual Aquilas. Or dual spikers. Marker Mindy, but not a good one. Other smaller fish. Might be a marker perch. I think it is. Just barely. Let's go dual spikers. Oh, fishy fish. 1.4 kilo Laker. And we'll put the Spiker 18 over here. Decent Ventus, it looks like. Spiker 218. Got the 16 on the other rod. We'll see how this goes. What clip do I have on this one? Do I have a clip on it is probably the better question. I got 17 meters. That's about what I'd want. So I did not do anything between episodes. Still thinking I'll go buy the new rod probably when we go over to Mosquito to do the Christmas fair, New Year's fair fishing, so that I have that and the line for it. That way we know exactly how much we've got to save up to get the reel as well. There we go. Well, I just ran into something like I do. Didn't realize I was this close. May actually get the boat to turn enough that I can free it. That was a non-marker Arctic for how hard it was pulling. That's surprising. Small perch. It's definitely hard to fish with 2 dog paws on your paw. And it's the one that controls the mouse. There we go. He just relaxed his paws a little bit. He was doing the good old stretch while snoring. Been a difficult few days for him with how cold it's been, not being able to go out as much as usual. And I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want to go to the bathroom outside when it's -5 with a -35 wind chill. So I don't blame him. And I guess in bare feet too, because that was actually the bigger problem, was he didn't stay out long enough almost to do his business because of how cold it was before his paws got too cold and snow packed. He's a Catahoula leopard dog, which if you look him up, they're kind of like a big blue heeler or big Australian cattle dog. If you know those dogs, he's 75 pounds for a blue heeler is typically 30 to 40. But they also have webbed feet. Were kind of raised in traditionally Louisiana, so the swamps, and there were boar hunting dogs back then. So when people first came over from Europe, crossbreeding dogs with wolves to get him. He's a good boy, but high energy breed. He's young. He's 18 months old. And being stuck inside all the time has not been his favorite. Well, he loves being inside, but not being able to go outside and go for a 2-mile walk has not been his favorite. I do usually take him on 2 walks a day. One of them's usually about 3/4 of a mile. One of them's 1.25 to 1.5 miles. Good way to clear the head from that 4-letter W word at lunch and at the end of the day. And then occasionally there's a couple of kind of paved trails in the park system near my house. I've taken him to that and gone on 4 or 5-mile walks, where I usually come home wore out and he's ready to go for more. But getting him has been a good thing for me, especially with COVID and working from home. I have not been walking around as much as I used to, so he's helped me lose some weight because of that, so I'm happy about that. Nice lake trout there. So whatever small fish this is in. Looks like a perch. Tiny, tiny perch. The spiker's doing pretty good. With it being a little bit late tonight and me not being on my Steam account at all, probably just be the 2 usual episodes today. Now I put a Random Fisher Online episode up. That'll be when I get some time. I wouldn't expect one of those every day by any stretch of the imagination right now. There's some good things about that game. There's some bad things. And especially the more you read into it, the more things get a little questionable at times. Especially if you want to bring some form of politics into it. But fun game. I'll enjoy it. But it is a little more arcadey than Russian Fishing 4 is, so kind of enjoy the challenge, the grind here, where that feels like you toss bait in water, you get fish. Here it's you have to find where the fish are, you have to use the right bait, you have to know the weather. And a lot more, I'm not going to say choices, but a lot more realism there. Especially if you get into carp fishing and things like that, which probably not as much on this character you'll see, but definitely on the float fishing character later on. That's a lot of what I do on my Steam account. Although recently I've been doing some trolling again. I've trolled Corey here for hours and hours on that account. I've got a 92-93% spin fishing over there. But when I started playing again, carp fishing had my interest over there, so that's part of why we've got a float character and a spin character here. They're both less likely options to get started, and I know I've said it before, they're probably not the most ideal, not the most productive way of doing it. Getting 3 bottom rods up through really where we're at is probably a quicker way of doing things, but you can do it this way and have fun. Really kind of Belaya and Quarry is where things tend to change over, and using the smaller equipment here at Quarry has been a lot of fun. I've actually enjoyed it. But if we'd been bottom fishing, we probably would have had more silver at level 21 and had better equipment. You know, already having an HSV or two. We're a quarter of the way through 21 and saving up for that better equipment. Looks like we're going to get a thunderstorm here, which I've turned, can't remember which sound effect thing it is. I think it's actually music turns off weather sounds. Just because the rain gets annoying otherwise. Especially if you're carp fishing AFK and just listening for the bells to ring. Which a lot of times I'll be doing something for that 4-letter W word and have my personal laptop sitting on my lap or sitting on the couch next to me. And when a fish bites, switch over, pull that fish in real quick. With this guy going around the rims, kind of the shallows, I'm wondering if this is another quarry char. We haven't seen it yet. It is not a quarry char. I think it's a laker. Either a laker or a Sevan. I don't know if I'm going to make this turn. Big old Sevan. This is going to be some good silver. Probably 3 kilo. 3.8. Nice fish. 22,000 XP because of happy hour. Fish got off rod 1. I'm okay with that. It didn't look super amazing. I always forget to look at Sevans for what they're biting on. Rainbows as well. There we go. Navigated through the rocks. I'm just going to recast this since there was a bite. I don't know if it pulled out any line or anything like that. So let's just start fresh. What I was looking at there was how many telesticks do I have? I may have to buy another small telestick. Spend a couple hundred silver. I don't know, we'll see. Because the New Year's event is only on float fishing. Something I got to think about before we get too far into it. Do I want to have 2 or 3 telesticks or just the one? I can get a free, literally chunk of bamboo to use as a pole. I've got the starter stick, which will do 3 kilos, 4.8 if I put a little bit of better line on it. Ooh, that's a good sound. Rod 1 making draggy noises. Yeah, I don't have my friction brake turned up on it though. Gotcha. 2 kilo liquor. So 30 fish, 31 minutes. We're about right on track. The fish a minute I like to keep. And maybe a little behind because we're about to get into nighttime hours. But the rain may help that. Yeah, fish got away over there on 2. I thought I had that hooked pretty well. Decent perch here. Yeah, it's still been kind of just meh fish. Nothing super spectacular. I mean, there was that one 3.8 kilo Sevan, so that should be worth 20 to 30. Maybe a little bit more than that, hopefully. Because we're still, if I remember correctly, we're 2,800 for 2,850, I think, actually, for the reel, and then about 1,000 for lines. There's 38. Then we'll need leaders, or sorry, about 1,000 for the rod, and then we'll need 150 for line, leaders, that type of thing. So probably somewhere around 4,000 to 5,000. I would say 4,000 plus line and all of that. So 4,200 is what I'm looking at. Again, my next goal for this account is to get a caliber HSV and a rod that supports it. So that's a 15 kilo rod or reel, but it's a mech weight of around 30. So probably one of the Siberia Model 1s. Or the rod, I haven't decided exactly. A lot of that depends on what you want to do with the rod and the reel. Are you looking to troll, or are you looking to jig? Right now, I've had some fun jigging, but probably going to stay on trolling more. Nice Findus. A couple of nice Finduses there. I guess one other thing I should check before I log off today, and I will after this fish, is we will probably be using worms for the float fishing. Got a little bit of skill up there, 56.9%. So how many worms do we have? Lures, lines, I guess it's below. Now we got 141, we got plenty. If you go to the admin building, any admin building, the place you go to buy maps when you first get to a lake. Nice perch there. You can, once every 24 hours in game, excuse me, had a little bit of a belch there and luckily muted in time. Similar to getting food at Mosquito or Winding, you can pick up an old spinning rod or an old float rod. An old float rod is literally a chunk of bamboo with some old line, rusty hooks, things like that. So it's not good equipment, but it's basically, oh crap, I just broke everything I own, I need to be able to fish. You actually get this vintage reel, this old spinning rod, which comes with old fishing line, and I think if you don't have it, you get a basic lure as well too, the old spinning lure, if you get the thin version. And it's not a bad deal, honestly. The downside of it, it's actually a pretty decent reel. I mean, it's a 4.5 kilo reel, it's 50% worn, and that's both the mechanism, the ball bearing, and the friction brake are all 50% worn, so it's really a 2 kilo reel, two and a quarter. But the big downside of it is this. Because of how damaged the reel is and the ball bearings, you get that clicking noise. And it's not cheap to fix the reel. When they first put this out and gave you the vintage reel, it was actually a better deal to get that and fix it up. Nowadays it's like 400 or 500 silver to repair this reel, and you can buy a Lacerti for that price and upgrade the friction brake in it to 5.4 like we've done. But it's nice to have, so that's why I have that in my inventory. Probably won't use it ever. Hopefully we'll never have to use it. Oops, I meant to pull this out. This just has nothing on it right now. Okay. Since it was nighttime, I figured I might as well do a little bit of fun time. Good. Sorry, had a text message from my mom I wanted to look at real quick. That may be a mistake, we'll see. Oh, whoops, I'm a lot further than I thought I was. I'm watching the white line. I want to make sure I don't get the lure caught on my boat, because I've had that happen before. I did not. Literally had the lure basically hook the front of the boat. They may have fixed that, but it's something I keep an eye on. I haven't seen it recently, but especially doing quick turnarounds with wobblers, I've noticed that as a problem in the past. So just, it wouldn't be dragging behind. You would have moved your 10 meters or 17 meters or whatever you have for a clip. And it would still be kind of loose. Not dragging behind the boat like it should be. Marker Vindy, not a good one though. It's barely over 100. This looks like another one, maybe a little bit bigger though. It was 202. With the winds changing direction, my nose is acting up a little bit. We went from a south wind to a north wind with the cold front blowing the rain in. Looks like a decent fish, not an amazing one though. Might be a good grayling. It is. 1.2 kilo grayling, nice fish. Ran into the wall, of course. Just checking my phone again real quick. Don't know if you saw it, something bit this rod and then spit it right back out. Perch. So if you see the slack in the lines, that means they're both dropping right now, which doesn't surprise me. I'm doing a true 180 turn, so looks like all three of them dropped, and rod 2 actually got a bite, which sometimes happens. Rod 1 might have just gotten one too. Crappy Arctic. No bite there. Skip this Venison. Was not a good one anyway. Might be a marker. Just a little bit short. And again, with it being the New Year's Fair, one thing they did announce is if you are interested in buying premium, there is a discount right now. Honestly, don't know how much. I didn't look. And too many fish on to go check right now. But we also have happy hour because of that. I don't have premium on this account. Trying to make these Let's Plays as free to play accounts completely. That's part of why I have 2 unread messages. Is someone sent me some lures. I don't want that. I want everything to be gained appropriately, that type of thing. So premium looks like 25 to 40% off. That's actually not bad. 90 days for 28 bucks. A good chance I'll probably do that on my Steam account. And if you think about your WoWs, your Final Fantasies, 14s, that type of thing, 15 bucks is your typical monthly subscription fee there. So that's basically what it is here too, if you get premium for a month. But if you pay for a quarter, you usually get about half a month free. This fish just got interesting. Decent Arctic here. Not nearly as decent as I thought it was. But I did not pass out before starting up. The recording pretty much right as I started up was right as I cast the first line today, so we'll be out here for at least a full hour to get full advantage of our free happy hour. And for those who don't know, what premium gets you is you can create channels in kind of chat channels. You also get bonus XP for fishing, and then you get happy hour, which is what they've given everyone for free. And happy hour is basically more XP again for fishing, and then whatever skills you use during that first hour of the day that you log in, you get a better chance of getting skill ups. So any of the skills on the O menu, you get a better chance of skilling up during the happy hour. Another nice thing is you can send stuff to players with premium. And also another one that a lot of people don't know is you can look at the cafe from any lake, from a cafe. So if I go to the cafe here at Quarry, I can look at the cafe at Volkov, at Winding, at Mosquito without leaving. Looks pretty lake trouty. Might be a Sevan, but I'm 90% sure it's your standard laker here. I may need to repair this reel as well soon. Replace the friction brake. I'd like to have this as close to fresh as possible when I start using the HSV, because this will become rod 2. Oh, come here fish, come here fish. Gotcha. Oh no, I don't. Wow. That's a good lake trout. I don't think it's trophy, but it's probably 6-7 kilos. And we had this thing all the way out of the water, and then it dove again. And I could not stop it even if I tried. Crappy Vendus. Now this thing might be bigger than I thought, because it's still got a lot of energy with that jump. $88-gram Vindy, not an amazing fish. Something's worn on this rigging too, probably the line or the rod, because I cannot turn the friction brake all the way up, and I should be able to. If I had to guess, either the line or the leader is worn out, but I think we put, I'm 90% sure we put a fairly new leader on here, so wouldn't surprise me if the line's a little bit worn out, because we've caught a good number of fish on this rod and reel. If I remember correctly, this rod should be a 13 or 14 kilo, which is 4 to 5 kilo over the capacity of this reel. And this reel may be worn out too right now from a friction brake perspective. Done this time? 5 kilo Laker. Man, that thing pulled hard. Another small Arctic. We're about 58 minutes in, so another minute and a half, 2 minutes. Should be another pretty much exactly 2 minutes. Non-marker Vindy. If I remember correctly, I was literally casting as I was doing my introduction. Small Laker. This will probably be our last lap of the island here, and we'll do a backwards lap. We only need one more fish to make 60 fish. Here it is. Can we get it in before happy hour ends? Showing about 30 seconds. Looks like we should be able to. And we did 57.5% spin fishing. Skill points. 10, 9, 8. Yep. That's the end of happy hour. Since we haven't gotten past the island, I'm going to go ahead and just turn directly towards dock. Just start heading in. I'm not going to speed power my way there. What do I have from boat ticket wise? I got a 3-day and a day 18. So I don't know. We may have another day here at Quarry. We've got until I believe the 9th of January to do the fishing over at Mosquito to get the New Year's gifts. So I'll check that date for sure. I know it's sometime in January. So Golden Premium's on sale till the 3rd of January at 4 a.m. Eastern for those of you in the United States. And I was looking at the news right as this thing bit, or when we can do the fishing over at Mosquito. So I'll tab back over to that here in a second. Once I bring this, I think it's a Laker. Might be a Sevan. No, it's a Laker. 2.3 kilo Laker. New Year's gifts are prepared from 12:25, 4 a.m. Eastern to 1/9, 4 a.m. Eastern. So we got plenty of time. Fish with a telescopic rod, so it even has to be a telescopic. It can't be just any float rod. So no bolos or match. I started reeling this in just because we were coming ashore and I had a fish on it that I didn't even know about. Decent little perch by the looks of it too. So since we've got some more time on the boat, I may just got a fish on this one too. I may do one more day here at Quarry and then go Mosquito on Tuesday, but we'll play it a bit by ear. Looking at the cafe, no frogs, no gibbles, no pellets, no ides. We did get one grayling. It's not going to be 33 silver, so I'm going to sell it here. No breams, no white breams, no breams, no pike, no 9 kilo sevens. So that, whatever you want to call it, that grayling was probably 15 silver, so I'm going to guess 112. Wow. 116, so we were closer to 130 before that. Probably the 7 was 34 silver. Or 5 kilo lake trout was 13. That perch was pretty decent too, so not bad. So 33 and 117 just to make it easy is 117 and 30, 20, 150 silver on the day, so not too bad. We're just short of 4,000. Looking at our stuff, this is 30% worn. It's a 13 kilo rod, so it's getting a bit on the worn side. Friction brick's 13%, so I'll probably need to repair it soon. And line is also pretty worn out. That's actually what's hurting us the most. So we'll have to get some new line for this as well. But we're pretty close to being able to afford the HSV and everything we need. So probably do another day here at Quarry and then see what we can get from the gifts. But either way, I appreciate everybody watching. We'll be back again tomorrow. Hope you all have good tight lines, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye now.